Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. This is the 5th episode of the story, where things go wrong during the last Sasuke retrieval mission, and Naruto is blamed. Tired of everything being his fault, he creates a new way of thinking that contradicts every belief he once held. The issue is that not everyone appears to be thrilled with the change. To show your support, like and subscribe. Let's get this show going. After Naruto finished explaining his eyes changed to Anko, she became relieved since it wasn't him, but the beast's doing. Little did she know that Naruto stopped using the Kyuubi's chakra for some time now. The real reason of Naruto's eyes to change like that was a simple mix between his killing intent and channeling his chakra through his eyes, creating such fearsome look. However, Naruto was looking intently at Anko and he was surprised to see that he scared her, since 3 years ago the history was quite the opposite. Since Naruto only did missions with Kakashi and sometimes Neji, none of them ever noticed his eyes. However, he couldn't know if they saw and decided against telling him about or not. The first time he saw his eyes changed was after his return from failing the mission to retrieve Sasuke. He was found looking at the mirror that day, cursing everyone and himself, with the former was being underestimated and the latter weakness from relying on the fox's power. On that day, Naruto was so angry that he managed to break the sink because of the pressure he was making against it. After he broke the sink, he turned to look at his reflection on the mirror only to see a little beam of light appear on the corner of each eye and some popped veins, courtesy of the anger that was surrounding him at the moment. Since that day, Naruto at first vowed to show such eyes display to everyone who underestimated him or downsized him, but now such eyes will only be directed towards his enemies and Konohas as well. Seeing as how Anko was resting her head on his chest, Naruto smiled at the thought of a supposedly dangerous and unstable woman to appear so peaceful like that. He remembered his confrontation with her at the last Chunin exams when she licked his blood and wondered if such a thing was merely an act on her part. Being practically a master in hiding true emotions, Naruto could very well look at the person's eyes and find the person's emotional secret. The truth was that Naruto and Anko did in fact have similar and agonizing pasts because of two fearsome entities. Because of Orochimaru, Anko was treated like hell from both villagers and shinobi, up to a point where she decided to embrace a snake-like personality in order to keep those who wish her harm away. Naruto was indifferent, although 10 times worse than Anko's. Because of the fox's rampage in Konoha 15 years ago, Naruto was and still is treated like the nine-tailed foxes incarnate. Because of this, some people treated him with apathy, not even bothering to recognize that he was nothing but a child back then, while others did nothing to hold their anger towards what the fox did for them and constantly beat Naruto to the ground. Anko and Naruto already had such bond between them. The bond of suffering and the bond of overcoming obstacles in life, much to a point that even if they didn't ended up together. Upon looking at her face, Naruto wondered if the pain and suffering brought the two of them together. Surely wasn't the looks or his supposedly lack of experience that attracted her to him. Naruto never was one to worry about his looks or the fact that he might be attractive to the opposite sex, since for one he didn't have the need for such a thing, and second since he long ago embraced the fact that no one of sane conscience would date a demon, even though he knew he wasn't one. After some time cuddling, Naruto sensed Anko awakening and smiled upon seeing her stretching like she just had the best sleep of her life. Anko for her part was dreaming about Naruto living with her and cuddling with her on her bed. After turning her head only to see a smiling Naruto, she felt warmth inside her chest, knowing that she found the one she was looking for. Someone who could see through her disguise, someone who had similar past, and the most important for her, he was bloody handsome and a well-toned body. She was even happier when she heard such kind words from him. Had a good night's sleep, Anko-heim? Anko right now was feeling lighter and she could only smile and nod, giving an affirmative response to his answer and seeing his broad and genuine smile simply flooding her chest with warmth of honest and sincere feelings. "Yes, I did. I really enjoyed it," said Anko, though she wished they were either on her beat or his, so she could remain like before and don't need to worry about being spied on. Little did she know about the Hokage's crystal ball. At Tsunade's office, after witnessing the love-making, Tsunade and Shizune were delighted to see the new couple lying down peacefully. Shizune smiled, saying that they found each other and they appeared to be made for each other, receiving an affirmative nod from the blonde Hokage. "You're quite right, Shizune, although I first wished that Naruto found someone his age. He and Anko indeed are a perfect match," said Tsunade, never letting her eyes leave the beautiful sight that was her surrogate family actually smiling again. At the training ground, now that Anko and Naruto got up, Anko said that she had to go to Ibiki for filing some reports regarding some missing nins. Not one to hold her, Naruto smiled, saying that he as well needed to head for the library for some Doden research, saying that he wanted to create a new Doden technique, instantly getting Anko's curiosity since Doden was one of her favorite ninjutsus. Upon asking what it was, she scowled when Naruto said that it was a secret and that he didn't want to spoil the surprise. Seeing Anko slightly mad, he turned to kiss her cheek and whisper that she will be the first to see the Doden Ninjutsu, earning a slight blush on her face from the kiss and an excited smile from learning another jutsu. After that, they said their goodbyes and Naruto promised her on a date later on. Now after Anko jumped towards the interrogation chamber, Naruto went towards the library one more time to return the scroll with the Doden Dochuo Igo no Jutsu, Earth Style, Underground Fish Projection Jutsu, as well as look into some Doden theory for his new jutsu. Since being a born prankster, Naruto realized he could create elaborate traps manipulating the earth, and such a technique, if he managed to create, it would be a great attack against large and gathered crowds of enemies. Upon walking towards the library, Naruto realized something was amiss. He was getting the feeling that he was being watched, but whoever was following him seemed to be doing a lousy job at it, since he could very well hear footsteps and some fast breathing, like if the person was afraid or something. Upon turning to take a look at his surroundings, he noticed near a wooden face that someone was hiding there. Wanting nothing of it from lack of killing intent towards him, he continued his path towards the library. Little did he know that one Hyuga Hinata was the one who was following him, just like before he left to train with Jiraiya. Hinata for her part heard rumors about Naruto's sudden growth, being promoted to Chunin and doing high-leveled missions with his sensei Hatake Kakashi. Hinata was remembering a conversation she had with her sensei and mother figure Yui Kurenai. Flashback on both of them were returning from a mission that was near Kuza territory. They were supposed to scout for the area so they could find a Konoha missing nin named Tamashiro Reiko. Such man tried to steal Konoha's Kenjutsu scroll just like Mizuki tried, but was stopped by Nanbu that was patrolling the region. The scroll was retrieved, but the Tamashiro managed to escape and was labeled a B-ranked missing nin, since he was a Tokubutsu Jounin. After finding him near a village close to Kuza border, Kurenai sent the message to a hunter nin that was close, just wanting the call to eliminate the missing nin. Now, they were returning to the village and the two girls started talking. "So Hinata, tell me something. Do you have an interest in someone back at Konoha?" asked Kurenai, receiving a red tomato blush from the Hyuga mistress. "Anyo, why are you asking that, Kurenai-sensei?" asked Hinata, afraid from being too obvious about her crush on Naruto. "I don't know. I never saw you with anyone other than Sakura, Ino and Tenten, and also you never told me anything about it," said Kurenai, hoping that the girl got rid of her supposed crush on Naruto. Kurenai knew about Hinata's crush and sighed, knowing that what she felt for Naruto was pure respect and nothing else. Also, Kurenai was hoping that the news of Naruto and Anko being together wouldn't be too much of a blow to her. If I had to say a name, I would say Naruto-kun, but," said Hinata before seeing her sensei looking down for some unknown reason. "Hinata, first of all, I don't think that your respect for him can be cited as being a crush of yours. Also, I didn't want to tell you this, but Naruto is already seeing someone," said Kurenai, dropping the nuclear bomb towards Hinata. Flashback off when she heard Kurenai saying that Naruto was seeing someone. Hinata fainted in an instant back then. Now, she continued to stalk him, but she was remembering Kurenai's words about her respect for Naruto not being considered a crush and sighed, worried about the way she acted when close to him. Forgetting about Naruto for a moment, Hinata started looking down, wondering about how she acted around her other male peers. Kiba and Shino were always kind and a little overprotective of her, but for Hinata, both of them were like brother figures. Instantly, forgetting about Naruto, Hinata went back home. At the library, Naruto had just arrived at the library and turned to talk to the librarian. After he returned the last scroll, he asked for assistance regarding Doden theory scrolls and some books regarding jutsu making. After the delightful request by the blonde, the librarian appreciated that the blonde requested so much of her and she started to work. In less than 30 minutes, the librarian managed to set a whole table with theory on Doden ninjutsu and jutsu making for Naruto to start his study. Showing his appreciation towards the librarian, Naruto started looking about the Doden theories. He was reading about earth manipulation and how to make deep and wide holes on the ground and how to make earth spikes. Naruto grinned seeing that Naruto's new technique revolved around a mix between pure earth manipulation and a Doden ninjutsu called Doden Genshutsu no Jutsu, Earth Style, Earth Spikes Jutsu. Next, Naruto went to jutsu making books. He was reading about how new and enhanced jutsus improve the village's reputation among the elemental countries. Naruto came upon a page that told about Yondaime's techniques and his large contribution to Konoha's legacy, especially during the Third Shinobi War. While reading, Naruto came upon Yondaime's techniques called Rasengan and Hiraishin no Jutsu, Flight of the Thunder God technique. While Rasengan was tough to learn, I bet the Hiraishin is by far the most difficult technique one could ever hope to learn. That excuse of Asanin told me that the Ondame created the Hiraishin through an extended use of seals in his Raten affinity, hence the name Thunder God. Although Naruto wanted to learn more about the fourth Hokage and his achievements, Naruto wanted to create his new Doden Jutsu. So, Naruto went to retrieve a blank scroll and started to write how the technique would work and what did it entail. Next, he began to think about a name to the technique. Since the technique entailed a deep and spiked pit, Naruto thought he could as well name it like that, Doden Supaiku Ouchi no Jutsu, Earth Style, Spiked Pit Jutsu. After scribing the theory needed for such a technique on the blank scroll, Naruto thanked the librarian once again for helping him and left towards his house. Since the moon was starting to show, Naruto figured he could very well see if Anko was available for dinner tonight. He went home in order to have a little shower and put on light clothes, being dark cargo pants and graffiti shirt. After that, he went straight towards Anko's apartment. Naruto learned that she lived close to him and that if he were to look to the left from his apartment, he could see her apartment. At Anko's apartment having a tough day at the torture department, Anko arrived home, not wishing to do anything other than relax at home and then sleep. Right now, she was wearing her trench coat and her fishnet clothes, heading towards the shower in order to drench the blood feeling out of her. Having to torture Iwa missing Nin to death, Anko still felt the blood pouring out of her hands, even though such liquid wasn't there anymore. As she was about to take off the trench coat, she stopped upon hearing a knock on the door. Grumping, since she didn't want to do anything and even worse if it was a messenger Nin from Tsunade sending her for a mission, she opened the door with her eyes closed, mumbling about not wanting to be disturbed, only to hear the only voice that for some reason, did calm her. "Sorry to disturb Haim, I just thought of seeing you tonight, even if you don't want to do anything, tonight," said Naruto upon seeing Anko opening her eyes and smiling at him. "It's sure nice to see you, Foxy. Just had a though day down there with Aviki. It'd be nice if we order some food for us, wouldn't it?" whispered Anko, to which Naruto smiled, since this was his surprise for her. "That's a great idea. And I've already made preparations for our indoor dinner. My Cage Bunshine should arrive any minute now if our dinner." "Ah, here he is," said Naruto as his clone arrived with their dinner and then vanished before waving goodbye to the snake mistress, since he was after all a clone of Naruto. "You're full of surprises, aren't you, Gaki?" said Anko, to which Naruto smiled and ushered her inside so as to relax while he set their dinner. "So tell me, Anko, what happened today? When you answered the door, I sensed some negative emotions from you," asked Naruto, fixing the dango at the table near the couch where Anko was sitting and relaxing. "Just some torture that went wrong and the guy ended up being killed before even giving our needed information. I ended up killing him and his blood drenched all over me," said Anko, sighing once again remembering the whole interrogation process. "Sorry about that, come eat some dango and I'll tell you about my new jutsu," said Naruto, before seeing Anko snapping out of her thoughts and started bombarding him on questions about it. "Easy, Haim, I'll tell you about it," smiled Naruto, learning about one of the woman's passions apart from dango and torture. "It's a B-rank jutsu that I named Doden Supaiku Ouchi no Jutsu, Earth Style, Spiked Pit Jutsu, and as the name said, I create a hole on the ground with iron spikes on the bottom of it." As Naruto was giving a description about his jutsu, Anko was listening intently to the lecture that Naruto was giving her. Anko, as she listened to Naruto, was wondering how the hell he learned that much about Doden and jutsu and how he came up with such idea. She remembered about his prankster side back when he was younger and some of her peers back at Anbu when trying to get him after his pranksters. The sight of a spiked pit against a group of enemies at the same time was one hell of a good jutsu. "Once you are able to do it, you have to teach me, Foxy. I'd like to say I had a part on the creation of such technique after Tsunade enrolled on Konoha's jutsu arsenal," said Anko, smiling while forgetting everything about what occurred at the torture and interrogation division. After some time chatting about life in general, Anko told Naruto about having a shower until he arrived and she saw which looked like a devious smile. Then without saying anything, Naruto walked straight to Anko and surprised her with a passionate kiss together with his hands caressing her face. Anko at first was taken aback by the surprise, but it didn't take long until she complied and returned the kiss while hugging Naruto. After breaking the kiss, Naruto turned to whisper softly on her ears, making her shiver up inside. "About that shower of yours, you wouldn't mind if I joined you, right?" asked Naruto, making Anko melt at thinking of what he was suggesting, but not wanting to lose the teasing contest. Anlo suppressed the nosebleed as best as she could and turned to whisper to him. "I was hoping you joined me, Naruto-kun. I want to pass my hand all over your wet body," said Anko, to which Naruto smiled before start taking his shirt off and kiss her again with passion. At the shower, Naruto and Anko entered and immediately the making out started. With a sponge, Naruto started massaging Anko's body as well as cleaning all the blood feeling. Meanwhile, Naruto was licking Anko's neck, making her moan in delight. Anko was trembling with excitement, and while doing such a stressing and strenuous task, Anko was in need of Naruto's company tonight. Now out of her mind, Anko just let Naruto please her with his tongue and hands, passing gently all over her body, making her body relax and let her hormones take over. After some teasing on both part, Naruto embraced Anko from behind, putting it in slowly, sending waves of pleasure to Anko until he reached the end of her walls, making her hormones explode like a grand fireball jutsu inside her. Naruto and Anko went on for half an hour before both of them couldn't hold anymore. After a birth control jutsu, Naruto and Anko both came at the same time and both of them just loved the moment. After that, Anko invited Naruto to sleep over. Needless to say, he gladly accepted. The next day, since Anko had the next day off since the whole torture fiasco, she decided to help her lover with his new technique and hopefully get to learn as well. Both got up after a dream sleep and went to Naruto's place in order to grab his chunin vest and clothes, before head to a training ground nearby. Now if people were to see Anko, they would find particularly strange that she was showing a different smile on her face. Such smiles showed happiness, she was at ease again. It was like before she met the snake Sanin, and such a sight was completely lost if it weren't for the blonde chunin and the fact that he gave to Anko what she wanted the most, love. Anko, deep down inside, always wanted a man to hold her, to love her. Naruto managed with not even a son Daimekut, and that was saying a lot, since the third Hokage was the only family Anko had. Kurenai, even though her friend, couldn't approach her heart like Naruto did, and with that Anko was extremely pleased with finding a guy like Naruto. Naruto for his part was having the same thoughts about finding someone like Anko. Since their mission together, he felt attracted to her in a way that he never felt before. Naruto wondered if he could describe such a feeling about her, but for some unknown reason, he couldn't. He just kept thinking about her and he couldn't explain why. As they started jumping towards the training ground, he turned to look at her smile and immediately felt at ease with himself. It was like his world revolved all around her smile. It amazes me that this Anko was the same as the one of my first chunin exams, but then again that wasn't the real Anko. No, this is the real she. As both of them arrived at the training ground, they were surprised to see some of the rookie 9 and team guy. Shikamaru, Neji, Tenten, Ino, Kuji and Lee were hanging with each other since all of them were without missions at the moment, and apart from Naruto, they don't train on their day off. As Ino turned, she witnessed Naruto arrive with what appeared to be the proctor of their first chunin exams and found it quite strange to say the least. She remembered Sakura saying that Naruto changed, but she didn't get to see much except his fight at the chunin exams and Shikamaru saying a thing or two about his abilities. "Guys, why is Naruto with that uncle lady?" asked Ino, gathering everyone's attention towards the new couple. Shikamaru and Neji were the least surprised of the group, knowing already from their old senseis how much Anko cheered for him, and Kakashi later telling Guy and Asuma about the new couple, but Ino and Tenten's case were quite different. How dare Naruto do such a thing? "What about Hinata and Sakura?" asked Ino, receiving nod from Tenten, who was thinking among the same line. Demanding an explanation, Ino went close to the new couple, but even before Ino got to open her mouth, Naruto greeted her without even looking at her. "Hello Ino, how are you doing?" asked Naruto, gaining Anko and Ino's attention, since both of them were surprised that Naruto knew about Ino behind him. "Naruto, how did you know it was me?" asked Ino, forgetting what she was about to do. "Well, you wouldn't believe if I sensed your chakra signature. So, I'll say that I sensed someone pissed for some reason, so I immediately knew it was you," said Naruto, grinning deviously at making such a remark, making Anko and Shikamaru laugh at it. Ino for her part was quite angry, not only because of Naruto's commentary, but also Shikamaru's laughter, but since Naruto started the whole thing, Ino instantly charged for the Shintenshin no Jutsu only for Naruto to make a cage bunshin and Ino enter the clone's body. "Ino, I'm quite uncomfortable when people decide that they can do whatever they want with me, and here comes you wanting to take over my body. Now, since you're trapped inside my cage bunshin, I can do whatever I want with you," said Naruto, smiling while looking towards Anko, who also smirked as well, since she got to tease Ino a little bit. "You never cease to amaze me, Foxy." "Okay Ino-chan, let's get the teasing on the road, shall we?" said Anko, licking her lips and proceed to make a move on Ino and Naruto's body. Ino for her part was receiving images of Naruto's memories about him and Anko and was blushing madly while on Naruto's body. She was seeing it all. The teasing was too much for her and she focused all of her chakra to get out of Naruto's clone, only managing to get out using most of her chakra before going back to her body. "I hope you learned your lesson, Ino-san," said Naruto, ushering Anko to leave and proceed with the technique. Shikamaru and Neji were applauding Naruto's strategy about how to deal with Ino, and Shikamaru was taking notes on how to learn the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Lee was screaming things about Naruto's fire of youth and how Anko got to see that as well, much to Tenten's dismay since she was against relationships such as the one that Naruto and Anko seemed to be having. At another training ground, Anko was laughing the entire way onto another training ground. Never before she thought of do such a thing with a Yamanaka, and only a prankster like Naruto could pull this off. Naruto for his part was enjoying immensely. The reason was because he just found his prankster partner and he was imagining already doing other pranks on people they knew. But since they were here to invent a new Doden Jutsu, Naruto turned serious and reached for his blank scroll. First of all, he needed to see the chakra needed to create the ground. Not wanting to lose precious time, Naruto did the necessary hand seals and slammed his hands on the ground, making a 10-foot deep hole and 5 feet wide. Thinking about how much chakra he wasted doing that, which wasn't much seeing that his chakra capacity was enormous. On his next attempt, he doubled the size of the hole and smirked seeing that the size was perfect. Picking his scroll, he wrote the chakra needed for create the hole and the hand seals needed. Next part was the spikes creation and filing the hole with it. Anko, for her part, was resting near a tree, studying the Justice creation with interest. Naruto was taking each step with care, just like he learned on the book, and Anko was feeling strange, seeing what once was the dead last of his class creating an elemental jutsu, which by the way wasn't even one of his affinities. Regarding the spikes, Naruto did the jutsu to create the spikes, and with the chakra that he used, he was able to create 10 spikes that came out of the ground. Calculating that the hole with 20 feet wide needed to contain at least 50 spikes on the ground, Naruto raised the chakra needed to create such a number and the hand seals for such. After writing such information, Naruto now turned to create his new technique. Naruto figured that if he mixed the hand seals between both techniques and using the chakra needed for both at the same time, he could create the spiked pit. On his first attempt, Naruto managed to make a 5 feet hole with a couple of spikes on the ground. Now after seeing the first try, Naruto started to analyze it. On the first attempt, Naruto used just the necessary chakra to create the hole and some spikes. Now he needed to use just more chakra since he managed to make 2 techniques together. Anko was amazed at such a display. She only saw such ability with Iwa Shinobis, and Naruto managed to do such a thing. Back to Naruto, he was already doing the hand seals and slammed his hands on the ground. What happened after got Anko's jaw fall to the ground and Naruto to smile in triumph. Near Naruto was a 20 feet wide hole filled with iron spikes at the bottom, creating one hell of a trap. "Yes, I did it, my own jutsu," screamed Naruto, receiving compliments from Anko as well as pleading him to teach her. "I'll teach you, Anko-hime, but first I need to conclude the theory here," said Naruto before scribing the last paragraphs. After that, Naruto turned to teach to his lover the jutsu, who got it mastered on her 5th try, since Anko found the jutsu extremely chakra-consuming. "Foxy, this jutsu drained a lot of chakra. I doubt Tsunade would label it as a B-ranked one. I'll bet she is rising up to A-ranked," said Anko, though she was proud of seeing that it was Naruto who invented it. "Well, I did think originally would be an A-ranked technique, but I wasn't sure of Konoha's standards these days, but is up to Tsunade though." As Naruto and Anko were talking, Anko learned that although Naruto liked Fuuden and Suten jutsus, Doden was a good one as well. Naruto also told her that while in order to upgrade to Jounin, the ninja must have control over at least 2 affinities, having knowledge of 3 would be beneficial when he entered Anbu. A moment later, Tonari arrived greeting Naruto as well as saying that the Hokage needed to talk to both him and Anko. Naruto, after thanking Tonari, went with Anko towards the Hokage's office, wondering if both of them would be on another mission together. Anko was thinking along those lines as well and was quite hoping for it. At Tsunade's office, inside Tsunade's office, a team of Anbu was waiting there for their next mission. Tsunade was having second thoughts about what she intended to do. Tenzu, codename Yamato, was there asking the Hokage if this was a good idea. They were heading for an S-ranked mission towards Fire Country's border with Earth Country, where they would encounter an S-ranked missing nin by the name of Kaido Aoi, Iwa's Diamond Fang. The man was considered missing nin after a failed attempt of murdering the Tsuchikage. Rumors said that the Tsuchikage ordered Iwa and Bus to kill his family since he didn't want to comply with his orders. The mission was to either retrieve him to Konoha's cause or at least convince him not to set foot near the Fire Country. Said man was considered relatively unstable since the murder of his family, and with his power, just his presence was enough to scare those who knew who he was. Therefore Tenzu's team was the one selected to confront him if necessary. Being one of the best teams in full combat skills, this team would as well receive a backup. Someone who had the chakra capacity of a Hokage and with enough skills on ninjutsu in order to face the enemy, but both Tenzu and Tsunade weren't sure if Naruto had the experience for such a foe. As he entered the office together with Anko, Naruto managed to see a team of Anbu together with Tsunade, which he could only conclude that was about his request some time ago. "Tsunade-sama, how can we be of service, and if you don't mind me asking, why Yamato is here as well?" asked Naruto, earning looks of surprises from the Anbu team, Tsunade and Anko. Yamato wasn't, since he long ago figured out Naruto's ability of feeling chakra signatures. "One of these days, I'll inquire you as to how the hell did you know that Yamato was one of the Anbus present, Naruto. But that comes for later. Now, I want you to give me a straight answer here, okay? This Anbu team is heading out to face an S-ranked Iwa missing nin called Kaido Aoi, aka Iwa's ex-Diamond Fang. Since this team focused more on close combat varying from Kenjutsu and Taijutsu, they requested an ninjutsu specialist to assist them on long-range attacks. Yamato and I considered a lot of possibilities and your name appeared on this list. Since you have experience in 3 elements, you'd be perfect for the job, but you can back off if you feel you're not ready yet," said Tsunade, though a part of her wished he would back off, since he didn't have the experience needed for such a mission, but another part of her wished to see him in action. Naruto for his part was stunned and surprised to say the least. Naruto was never fond of history, but anyone would know that no Chunin ever got any missions higher than B. A-ranked missions were the exception, and that was only given when the village was lacking of Jounins and Anbus to do it. Now here it is, a Chunin been given an's ranked mission. Naruto turned to study the Hokage's face since everyone else was either wearing masks or not having a clue on what was happening. Tsunade was serious about it, he could tell. Naruto now turned to think of his abilities and if he would be able to face such a difficult mission. Along the way, Naruto was thinking about the level of his enemies, and truth be told, Sasuke was at least A-ranked level, with Orochimaru and Akatsuki being S-ranked. Therefore if he couldn't face this Aoi character, what choices would he have against Orochimaru, Sasuke, and Akatsuki? "Tsunade-sama, even though I know that such a mission would require, I feel that I would like to test my abilities against such an opponent. Since he is S-ranked, if I can at least pair with him, then I don't have what it takes to protect myself if I were to face Akatsuki or Sasuke in the future. Therefore, I accept this mission," said Naruto, earning looks of pride from Anko, Tenzu and the rest of the Anbus present and fear from the Hokage. "Okay, Naruto. Since you'll be heading with a team of Anbus, you'll need to be dressed like one. For this mission, your codename will be Shippu, Hurricane. You'll be receiving an animal mask as well. Since you already have a sword, you don't have to switch. Normally, Anbu uses ninjato for mobility, but since you already are proficient with your katana, you won't need. Now, which animal would you like?" asked Tsunade, to which Naruto turned to think about it. Naruto never took himself to think of any animal in his life. He was always busy trying to stay alive and training. But one particular animal did come to mind, and from inside, he smiled after hearing the damn monster inside his body laugh at his choice. "Tsunade-sama, I would like a fox mask if I may," said Naruto, only expecting everyone's eyes go wide and some jaws go down, and began his explanation. "Whether I want it or not, the damn kitsune is a part of my life, and I choose to embrace the fact that we are together as one. I'm not saying that I will use his chakra, I'm only saying that I don't care anymore about being a Jinchuriki," said Naruto, before waiting everyone return their eyes and jaws to normal and start seeing eyes of sadness, which pissed him off to no end. "With all due respect to all people here in this office, if you look at me with such eyes again, I'll literally bit the crap of all of you," said Naruto, now licking some killing intent in order to prove his point. Tsunade for her part remembered Kakashi back then and mentally punched her head for doing so. "On behalf of the Hokage, we apologize, Naruto. It was quite a surprise to hear that from you, Naruto, but since you are indeed stronger now," said Tsunade, rising everyone from their pity towards him. "You're not the only one surprised, Hokage-sama. Although the damn fox instead is laughing like a maniac right now, it's really annoying though if you ask me," said Naruto, to which Tsunade flinched, remembering Naruto saying that he communicated with the Kyuubi. But Tenzu and his team as well as Anko were surprised and a little scared of the fact that Naruto talked to the demon. "Okay, Naruto, you and Team Yamato are to leave in 2 hours. Take these clothes and the mask will be with Yamato once you arrive. Good luck to you all." At Naruto's apartment after leaving Hokage's office, Naruto arrived at his apartment alone since Anko stayed behind for a debriefing on her mission as well. It appeared that some strange occurrences were happening near Wave Country and Anko was sent to investigate. Since Kiri is trapped in a civil war, the Wave Daimyo requested Konoha for assistance, since he got high recommendations from the bridge builder Tazuna about a certain blonde chunin. Before leaving, Tsunade thanked Naruto for getting Konoha a new client and then dismissed him once again for him to dress up and go to the gates. After he got dressed, Naruto went out of his apartment but not before taking a look on his new appearance. Longing to become a member of Anbu, Naruto smiled in approval of the outfit as well as imagining the kitsune mask. Also he was wondering about his codename. Obviously it was because of his natural ability with Futon chakra, but he couldn't help but smile from such a cool codename. As he jumped towards the rendezvous point, his chakra senses spotted Kakashi heading there as well as Anko. Naruto figured that his sensei would have got the news of his mission and Anko just wanted to see him leave. At the rendezvous point upon arrival, Naruto came in contact with Yamato and his team, since being in Anbu means they have to be ready at any time. After Naruto, arrived Kakashi and Anko as well. Kakashi for his part was looking at Naruto with pride in his eyes. He knew that Naruto wasn't instated in Anbu yet, but to see him with the uniform certainly spoke high of himself. Kakashi always worried that since he couldn't train Naruto the blonde would become stagnant within his abilities and would not grow. But seeing his development after returning from his trip with Jiraiya, Kakashi could only wonder what will be of Naruto's future as Shinobi. Anko for her part was practically drooling at the visage of her lover being a part of Anbu. Since the uniform didn't cover the arms, Anko got to see Naruto's ripped muscles and her hormones were beginning to take over. Unfortunately, since both of them would go to different missions, Anko dismissed the thoughts for now, but promised to relieve the tension on her first day traveling to Wave Country. Yamato gave the kitsune mask to Naruto and he put it on, showing a different aspect of Naruto that no one saw before. Now with his mask, you couldn't tell that he was only 16, you couldn't tell that he was just a chunin. Kakashi smiled at the appearance and Anko drooled even more if such a thing was possible. Now, she couldn't handle herself anymore. She had to do something. "Naruto, could you come here for a second? I want to talk with you in private," said Anko receiving a nod from the blonde who proceeded together with her to a rooftop nearby. "Foxy, take off your mask please," whispered Anko now not sure if the pressure could be released with just what she was thinking about doing it. Naruto complied, not sure what Anko wanted, but complied. "Okay, Haim what do you," said Naruto, before receiving one of the most passionate kiss from Anko. Anko for her part was kissing him madly with her hands feeling his armor and arms with intensity, getting instant transmission on sex images from before. Naruto now was returning the kiss knowing what Anko was doing. After a whole minute, both of them broke the kiss, eagerly wanting to go home and start with the love-making but since both of them had missions, the sex would have to wait. Meanwhile, Kakashi was chatting with Yamato about what Anko wanted to talk to Naruto. Since both of them knew about the little affair, while Yamato thought that Anko was worried about him, Kakashi knew what was going on, seeing that Anko was caught drooling for Naruto before. After they returned, Naruto and the Anbu team went forward their mission after waving for Kakashi and Anko. Aoi was spotted just entering Fire Country's border and the team had to keep a steady pace in order to reach their destination tomorrow morning. Their schedule was to arrive at the town closest to the border and rest for the morning. Then, they would engage the enemy. Naruto was from behind the squad observing the team's abilities and the way Anbu travel through the trees. He was able to see that because of such a formation, the squad was able to cover each other. If an enemy were to attack one of them, the other two would jump and assist before the enemy could process what was going on. Naruto came to know that Anbu often favored physical skills over ninjutsu and genjutsu, so he vowed also to train himself more in kenjutsu from Rikimaru. After traveling for nearly 5 hours, the Anbu team was surprised to see that Naruto wasn't even tired but Yamato told them that he was a stamina freak, so they dismissed the thoughts. "Okay, team will have 4 hours to rest. We'll rotate for scout. Each member will keep watch for 1 hour, therefore, everyone get 3 hours to sleep. Shippu come here for a second, I want to talk to you," said Yamato before ushering the first Anbu to take watch. "What is it Yamato Taiku?" "Shippu, you're assigned for this mission not only to assist us with long-range attacks but for another reason. Tsunade-sama also believes that you can convince him to join our forces, seeing that she thinks you have a way of changing people. But be ready for anything, we don't know if he can become hostile," said Yamato, to which Naruto was damn pissed, but chose not to let Yamato know. "Understood, I take from my role in this, that I am to engage the conversation with him?" asked Naruto, to which Yamato got to do the thinking pose. He wasn't sure if the guy would respect Naruto long enough to bother hearing him. No, the guy is an S-ranked missing nin, a guy of his level can determine the strength of the opponent just from his behavior and voice expression. "Don't worry, I'll engage conversation with him. You are to back me up," said Yamato, receiving a nod from Naruto, who after that proceeded to rest, since he would take the last watch. On the next day Aoi was traveling with a black cape and black kimono. He entered Fire Country just to escape some Iwa hunter nins, since they wouldn't have the authority to attack him. The truth is he was damn tired of Iwa. Since he was charged for the Tsuchikage's assassination, he didn't have other alternatives, so he escaped. Already on his 40s, the man wanted to rest. Being a part of Iwa Anbu for 25 years now, he was aging faster than normal. Since the loss of his family, the guy nearly snapped once. Since then, he wasn't the same anymore, and therefore he needed to go somewhere where no one would attack him. Little did he know that a team of Konoha's Anbu would be arriving shortly. Aoi was wondering about Fire Country's beauty and if he could somewhat find a place for him to stay far away from everyone. Suddenly, he caught 4 people moving with speed peculiar to Anbu forces and wondered if the damned Tsuchikage ordered such a mission. Something is amiss here. They are certainly Anbu-level shinobi, but their chakra signature is different. They are not from Iwa. Damn, Konoha found me and I cannot escape. I have to face them. As the team arrived, Aoi made Iwa's hardening body jutsu and got ready for an assault. When he saw that Konoha's Anbu, even though ready for battle, wasn't focused on attacking, he became suspicious about it. What do they want with me? If they didn't came here to attack me, what else? Kaido Aoi, Iwa's Diamond Fang. We are here to offer you Konoha citizenship. We are aware of your status as Iwa's missing nins and therefore you know that they won't leave you be. If you join Konoha, I have explicit orders from Lady Tsunade to escort you back to Konoha and offer you a place to stay," said Yamato, using Tsunade's name since Aoi met Tsunade in the past. Aoi for his part was dumbfounded. Konoha wanting him to pledge alliance with me and Tsunade, the nerve of that woman. She owes me high for losing in poker. I should just go there and collect her debt. Ha ha ha, that old hag is just getting rid of her debt to me by offering such a thing. Pathetic of her, don't you think, Anbu-san? Tell her that I refuse her offer and tell her that I didn't forget her debt to me," said Aoi before leaving, only to hear one of the Anbus laughing like a maniac. When he turned to see the one with the kitsune mask, holding his stomach from laughing so hard, he was curious to say the least. Just his presence got people to pee in their pants, but this person is laughing. Maybe he snapped from being scared of me. Aoi was wondering and decided to ask the guy. "Why are you laughing, kid?" asked Aoi while demonstrating killing intent, making all Anbu present reach of their swords in case the man attacked. Yamato for his part wanted to pound Naruto to the ground for mocking an S-ranked missing nin. "Oh, nothing, Aoi-san, it's just that it's so typical of Tsunade-ba-chan to do such a thing. I mean, she always escaped from people she owed. I just never thought she would do that to you as well," said Naruto before seeing the Iwa missing nin barely holding himself from laughing like a maniac as well. "Ha, I like you, kid. Tell me, what's your name?" asked Aoi, making everyone's jaws fall to the ground by the sight of an S-ranked missing nin enjoying talking badly about their Hokage's bad gambling habits together with the blonde. "Sorry, Aoi-san, but my identity for now is hidden. You must know since you're an Anbu yourself, right?" said Naruto, earning a nod from the Iwa missing nin in recognition of his time in Anbu. "I know that, kid. Okay. Answer me something," said Aoi, to which the Anbu team flinched, knowing that if the answer wasn't satisfying, they would have to fight. "If you were to evaluate your abilities right now, in which level you think you are?" asked Aoi, surprising Naruto, who wasn't expecting such a question, but answered nonetheless. "I would say high chunin, low-level jounin level. But I'm not sure." "Why do you ask, Aoi-san?" said Naruto, to which Yamato got prepared in case Naruto was attacked first. For his part, he also considered Naruto to be in such a level and he knew that the Iwa missing nin could attack him first. "Huh, quite modest, aren't you, kid? Humility, it's good when you're training, but confidence is vital against an enemy. Don't ever forget that," said Aoi before turning his back to Naruto. Naruto for his part wasn't slowing his guard because of this. He was feeling a slight raise in the guy's chakra and quite frankly, he was kind of apprehensive about such a fight, but he needed to see where he stood against enemies of such a level. Studying his opponent, Naruto's hand reached for his katana in advance, seeing that the man had an ninjato and such a sword was quicker and deadlier in close-ranged combat. Aoi for his part was actually considering the invitation even if he were just to collect his debt, but he wanted a fight to gauge these ninjas' ability. Already choosing his opponent, Aoi moved himself in speed that rivaled Rock Lee, and with his ninjato now in his hands, he attacked Naruto only to stop on his tracks by a katana with double of his sword's size and strength, making the ninjato trembles upon impact. Being on a standstill, Naruto was smiling behind his mask from managing to block such an attack, but humility was his characteristic and he needed to be focused. "Yamato-taiku, I want to fight him alone, if I may," said Naruto, getting nods from his peers. Smirking at the quick maneuver from the kid, Aoi jumped back while doing hand seals and sang Doton Doryu-dan no Jutsu, Earth Style, Earth Dragon Projectile Jutsu, making a mud dragon shoot mud projectiles with speed still unfamiliar to Naruto, who knew he couldn't dodge in time. Resorting to defensive, Naruto jumped through the necessary hand seals saying Fuuten Shuheki no Jutsu, Wind Style, Wind Barrier Jutsu. With that, Naruto created 2 typhoons in front of him, eliminating the mud projectiles, earning a nod from the Iwa missing nin, praising this kid's ninjutsu ability when suddenly he saw Naruto flashing through hand seals quickly. Fuuten Daitapa no Jutsu, Wind Style, Great Breakthrough Jutsu, before sending a huge gust of wind towards the opponent, catching him off guard since the wind was far stronger than it should be. Needing to set his foot on the ground, Aoi hardened his body using Earth Chakra, managing to hold himself until the wind stopped. Yamato for his part was seeing this new Naruto and was dumbstruck. This guy was holding himself against an S-ranked missing nin, even though the fight was just to measure power than anything. Aoi for his part wanted to step up a notch and started attacking Naruto. He sped up and went behind Naruto, surprising him, leaving him no option but to use Shunshine and get the hell out of there. Making 20 cage bunshines for cover, Naruto used them as cover to make his ultimate technique. While Aoi was having his way with the bunshines, Naruto and another bunshine were making the Fuuten Rasen Shuriken no Jutsu. When Aoi saw the technique, he was in fact impressed with such a technique. It was hard to describe it. It looked like a wind shuriken spinning madly. It looked like a chainsaw. Anything that went close to it seemed to slice right through it. Wanting to face the technique, Aoi charged head-on, and when Naruto charged with it, Aoi evaded, jumping high into the air, witnessing the destruction of Naruto's technique with gusto. This kid sure is something. Naruto for his part cursed the man for getting out at the last minute, though he was grinning like a maniac, since he got to test his new technique. Because of the fact that Aoi was on the air, he couldn't stop falling right to where Naruto intended to create the trap. Going through a high sequence of hand seals, which was strangely familiar to Aoi since he was an Iwa shinobi, he heard Naruto screaming his technique and slamming his hand on the ground. Doden Supaiku Ouchi no Jutsu, Earth Style, Spiked Pit Jutsu. Upon seeing the spiked pit, Aoi cursed the kid. If he were to keep falling, he would fall on the spikes, killing him instantly. "Man, I never knew such a technique. You've convinced me, kid." Hardening his body with all his chakra, Aoi landed on the spikes, breaking them upon impact and then jumping straight in front of Naruto, staring at the Anbu for a second. "Kid, take off your mask, I want to see the face of the man who just beat me in combat," said Aoi, shocking everyone, since he was out of chakra since all was used to avoid death. "I have no reason to keep it anymore, you see I'm not actually Anbu material yet, but I'm getting there. I guess," said Naruto as he took off his mask, making Aoi piss himself because of it. "Yellow Flash is alive, it's no wonder why I lost to him." "I thought you were killed, Yellow Flash, what happened?" asked Aoi, to which Naruto was wondering what the hell he was talking about, and for the team of Anbus to wide in shock once again, from actually seeing that Naruto looked a lot like Minato. "Yellow Flash? I'm not the Ondaime Hokage, I'm Uzumaki Naruto, Aoi-san." "Now, what's your answer? Did my abilities showed enough for you?" asked Naruto, dismissing the thought of being confused with Yondaime Hokage, but he made a mental note to ask either Kakashi or Tsunade about that, seeing that he would tend to recognize their worst enemy. "Yeah, kid, you are indeed strong, I'll come with you, but with one condition, though. The last technique, I've never seen it before." "What is it?" asked Aoi, as he moved together with the Anbu team forward. "Konoha. That's my new jutsu named Doden Supaiku Ouchi no Jutsu, Earth Style, Spiked Pit Jutsu. I've just created it," said Naruto, as he turned to talk to the new ally. Yamato for his part thought about sending a message to Tsunade warning her of Naruto wanting to know about Aoi mistaking him for Namikaze Minato. Scribing quickly and sending a messenger hawk towards the Hokage's tower. At Tsunade's office, Tsunade was looking through the window wondering about Naruto's well-being when Shizune came rushing with news from Yamato. Ripping the note from Shizune's hands, Tsunade turned to read it. "Tsunade-sama, you'll be pleased to hear that Naruto managed to convince Aoi to come to Konoha with us. But, I believe there are 2 reasons for concern. First of all, Aoi wants to collect a debt that he has with you Hokage-sama, while reading Tsunade flinched cursing the man from remembering. But the second news will be most troubling. Aoi after seeing Naruto's face, mistook him for the Yondaime and Naruto became suspicious. I believe he'll want to know why he was mistaken with the yellow flash of Konoha. We should be arriving tomorrow afternoon. Until then, Yamato. Damn it, Naruto. I didn't want for you to know it yet, but it seems that we don't have a choice. Shizune, tell Kakashi to arrive here tomorrow morning. Jiraiya, Iruka and Anko should be here as well. Contact them and tell them we have a situation pertaining Naruto's blood relatives. After an apprehensive nod from Shizune, Tsunade cursed herself from being the one to deliver such news to him. Well, at least I'm not taking the blame alone. On the way back to Konoha, the Anbus and Konoha's newest citizen were taking their time through walking. Aoi and Naruto were talking about Naruto's new jutsu and the theory behind it. Aoi was surprised to see this kid was able to mix two dodenjutsus and be able to manipulate them accordingly to what the technique entailed. Also Aoi was suspicious of the blonde's looks. He could have sworn the yellow flash was back from the dead when Naruto took off his Anbu mask. Aoi was no stranger to Konoha's history and he knew that the Yondaime of Konohagakure Namikaze Minato died 16 years ago, defeating the nine-tailed demon fox Kyubi no Yoko. Yet this kid looks so much like him that Aoi thought that he would finally get to see the Hiraishin no Jutsu that made the fourth Hokage famous over all the Shinobi villages and even places that didn't house any ninjas. Naruto for his part got to know a little bit of the man's life so far. Lost his family to a bunch of Suna missing nins 3 years ago and got framed by Ua for trying to assassinate that Tsuchikage, while on his sleep. According to Aoi, he was present at the house only to inform the Cage of a delicatesse-ranked mission where 2 of his teammates were killed. He saw the killer and assaulted him. The man escaped and Aoi was found inside by some Anbus with a weapon of murder on his hands. As the conversation between the two ended, silence took over and the group just walked straight to Konoha, without muttering even a single word to each other. However Naruto, behind his mask, was displaying a peculiar smirk on his face. One that meant the possibility of new jutsus or even the creation of a new jutsu, since with Aoi, the possibilities were endless. Naruto knew, though, that the man wanted to rest his old and retired body and maybe he wouldn't even consider teaching anything or even passing on his knowledge, so he wouldn't push his luck more than a simple yes or no question. At Tsunade's office in the Hokage's office, Tsunade, Jiraiya, Kakashi, Iruka and Anko were having a heated discussion about how to break the news of his heritage to the boy. It was common knowledge by everyone how much Naruto saw the Yondaime as a target to overcome in terms of strength and ninja arts and the fact that the man wasn't only his father, but also the one who happened to seal the nine-tailed demon inside Naruto. None of them knew how Naruto would react to the news. Jiraiya and Tsunade were hoping that the blonde would forget about asking, not because they didn't want to tell him the truth. They wished the boy had at least become Jounin before brining such bomb. Kakashi, Iruka and Anko were dead silent just seeing the two Sanin's discussion about how to tell him his heritage. But inside, Kakashi was thinking about what would be the repercussions concerning his teacher-slash-student relationship he had with Naruto and now the partnership in missions. The silver-haired Jounin was afraid that Naruto would think less of him from keeping such information from him, but he made an oath of silence about it and there was nothing he could do now. Iruka for his part was thinking more on the lines of telling him the truth and then see the consequences, but then he feared of the living inside the blonde. Knowing that the beast's chakra becomes active when Naruto suffers negative emotions, Naruto could very well lose his control over the beast. Now Anko was a different thing entirely. Knowing Naruto's heritage, something she smacked her head from not associating the fourth Hokage with her lover, hence the face that the two looked identical, well except for the whisker marks which to Anko those only made him look even hotter than before. Now regarding to whole telling him that his father was the one who sealed the damn kitsune inside of him and made his life a living hell, certainly would unravel bad outcomes if Naruto was to become emotionally unstable, but she believed that her boyfriend would overcome this situation just like he did with every obstacle that appeared on his way. Still she knew that such news would be hard to take it in all at once. So, we all agree to tell Naruto of his heritage when he arrives and since all of you knows him and keep him in high regards, I believe it's vital that everyone should be here to tell him. With us here, maybe he'd be more at ease and be able to cope with the news and the reason why we kept such personal information from him for this long, said Tsunade getting nods from everyone present. I agree. Iruka and Kakashi are like brothers to him and Anko well, hey said Jiraiya, earning anger looks from Anko who muttered promised of low death like poison circulating his veins by the end of the day to which made Jiraiya shivered, since he knew the girl would do it in a heartbeat. While not as blunt as Tsunade's punches, Anko's threats managed to tell the same message to the perverted excuse of a Sanin. "Anko, as much as I'd like to see such a threat, we need him to break the news for Naruto," said Tsunade, to which Jiraiya screamed at her. "What exclamation mark? Why me, Tsunade Haim? Can Anko say it while you know? Hey," said Jiraiya, giggling like a maniac from the prospect of his new book when his ninja senses caught glimpse of a viper appearing in front of a wide-grinned Anko, who happened to be enjoying the sensation of seeing a helpless perverted being attacked viciously by the viper and then for the bite. "Say one more word about this, Jiraiya-sama, and I'll make sure this little friend of mine will be paying you a visit," said Anko, as the viper hissed its tongue in defiance, since that meant it would not have his prey today. With Naruto only miles from Konoha, the Anbu group and the new Konoha citizen could already see the village's outskirts. Aoi was already imagining a little cottage for him with enough space for him to just rest until his mind and heart healed from losing his family. Aoi, even though was an Iwa shinobi, grew differently from his peers. Never letting hate from the last shinobi war take over, Aoi was one of few in Iwa that didn't think badly of Konoha because of one man. Naruto, for his part, was evaluating how it would be to become a Nanbu now that he was wearing the armor and mask and all, but he knew that this mission was nothing like the usual ones real Anbu partake. He knew from Yamato and Kakashi that Anbu missions are A to S ranked, and as such, to think that they are dangerous would be an understatement. This mission was more diplomatic than anything. Anbu missions are much tougher than this. Not to mention the fact that Aoi-san was holding back the entire time. Nevertheless, he could very well wipe the floor with me, thought Naruto as he assessed his situation at the moment. Inside of Konoha, not even bothering to stop, since Anbu masks are their passport, the team simply walked in with their new citizen, who happened to be seizing up the village and its whereabouts, when Naruto and Yamato approached. "Aoi-san, it would be preferable if we head for Hokage-sama's office to alert her of our arrival," said Yamato, to which Aoi nodded, while grinning since he would get to charge his debt finally. "Okay, Anbu-san. Let's go then. The quicker we go there, the quicker I can collect my debt." With that, Naruto, Yamato and Aoi initiated their walk towards the Hokage's office. Because of the fact that Yamato and Naruto were still with their masks on, some of the villagers stared at the man being escorted by two Anbu shinobis with slight fear, since they thought Aoi was some sort of criminal that was caught. Some shinobis recognized the man from the bingo book and immediately tensed. On the way, Naruto spotted two familiar faces, but since he was wearing the mask, his identity was to remain hidden at least until he removed the mask. Shikamaru and Kuji were discussing about what their next mission entailed when their eyes caught sight of the two Anbu members escorting what looked like he was Diamond Fang. Seeing this, Kuji tensed as well, but kept his cool towards the supposed enemy. Shikamaru instead was directing his eyes towards the blonde Anbu member, somehow wondering about the man's familiarity. Aoi for his part was gauging Konoha's shinobi only to see most of them tensing just from his presence. Aoi shrugged, seeing that he didn't expect anything less, since he was considered a S-ranked missing nin from Iwa, so Konoha very well should be wary of him. As the two Anbus passed Shikamaru, Naruto turned his head slightly so to tell to his friend Shikamaru that he was there, to which Shikamaru just smirked and continued walking with Kuji in order to meet with Asuma and Ino inside the barbecue place. Inside the barbecue place being already there, Asuma and Ino were ordering some barbecue for their team, since they knew the meat tank would arrive shortly. Shortly after the orders were made, Shikamaru and Kuji arrived and sat on their team's table. "Okay, Asuma-sensei, we're all here now. What the mission is about?" asked Ino, to which Asuma just blew some smoke and proceeded to tell about the mission. "It's a B-ranked mission near Suna territory. The Kazekage asked for help concerning some missing nins group that were harassing one of their villages near the border with Fire Country. We are to deal with them. We leave after lunch," said Asuma, getting nods from his team. "So Shikamaru, what do you think Iwa's Diamond Fang was doing here in Konoha?" asked Kuji, instantly getting Asuma's attention after hearing a "I don't know" response from Shikamaru. "Diamond Fang is here? How? Wait, why are you two so cool about this?" asked Asuma, but was interrupted by Ino, who was curious. "Who is this Diamond Fang?" He was one of the top Anbu captains that ever passed through their ranks. Apparently, the man was framed with the assassination attempt on the Tsuchikage and escaped from the village. He is considered an S-ranked missing nin according to Iwa's bingo book. "Now, tell me how you guys know he is in Konoha," said Asuma, waiting for answers which came from the Lizzie bum who was sticking his finger inside his left ear. No need to worry, he was being peacefully escorted by Anbu, however it didn't stop the guy from seizing every ninja that he passed. "I was more surprised with who the Anbu was rather than the fact that the Iwa Fang was here," said Shikamaru, earning glances from his peers who by the look of it, weren't totally satisfied by the lazy Chunin's description. "Shika, who is the Anbu and also why you consider his identity interesting?" said Asuma, before he heard Shikamaru mutter troublesome and whispered the guy's name close to his sensei's ear so that his team would not find out about. Asuma, after hearing Naruto's name, was surprised to say the least. Man, a couple months ago he passed the Chunin exams and now he is already an Anbu. Damn. That kid. I see, quite interesting indeed Shikamaru. Now, seeing that we all ate, let's head to Sunagakure for further instructions, said Asuma, dismissing some blabbering from Kuji and Ino who wanted to know about the Anbu's identity and also one of the first time they heard Shikamaru mutter the word interesting. Tsunade's office. Meanwhile Naruto, Aoi and Yamato entered the Hokage's office, only to see a blonde woman sleeping on the counter. Aoi smirked, while refraining from a full laughter after seeing the almighty Tsunade sleeping on duty. Yamato shrugged it off, not even bothering to wake her up. Naruto for his part, figured he should be the one waking her up. However, since he wasn't keen to be on the receiving end of Tsunade's punches, Naruto made a cage bunshine and ordered him to go there and wake her up. "Hey. Tsunade-sama. Wake up," said the clone, but to no avail. Then he tried the Naruto way of waking someone up. "Tsunade bok and wake the hell up," screamed the clone seconds before a direct punch came flying at his face, hitting him. Tsunade, because of the smoke generated from the cage bunshine, woke up mumbling about stupid blondes and Naruto calling her old. But little did she knew that there were others present inside the room, making her smile in embarrassment after seeing Aoi, raising one of his eyebrows while wondering what the hell just happened just now. "Tsunade, I'm sleeping on the job, I see. Tough night?" asked Aoi, though it was a rhetorical question. "My apologies Aoi-san, although I don't feel the need of letting you know about what happened yesterday," said Tsunade before she glanced at Naruto for a second, wondering if the boy would or not request to know about his heritage. However, since Naruto was still wearing a mask, no one could see that he caught Tsunade looking at him after an statement, which made him become suspicious of what happened yesterday. "It's okay, hi. I'm the one who should be apologizing. I never intended to deprive you of your private moments. I just asked a rhetorical question after seeing the state you were in. Now, apart from the whole mission of getting me here as a citizen, I believe Mr. Yamato here must have told you beforehand about my credit, so I'd like to have it, so that I can commence my retirement," said Aoi, making Tsunade sigh and deliver Aoi's money to him. "You know, I kind of figured that since you never came to charge, then I thought you didn't want it anymore," said Tsunade, now reverting to her traveling with Shizune and the times that she escaped from those whom she owed money to, by resorting to several evasion and deception techniques. "Well, I would have said something if you didn't flee from Iwa a week before losing to me. And since I was Anbu at the time, it was quite difficult to just hunt you down to charge my debt. I appreciate the payment Tsunade-sama. Now, I'll search for an apartment complex for me to rest," said Aoi as he moved to leave, but stopped when he heard Tsunade's voice calling him. "Wait Aoi-san. Naruto, take off your mask. Congratulations, mission accomplished. Now, could you show Konoha to Aoi and help him on his search on a place to stay," said Tsunade, before seeing Naruto left the room in order to take off the Anbu armor and mask and return with his Chunin outfit, making Aoi raise his eyes in surprise of seeing a mere Chunin displaying Jounin's abilities, but he decided not to open his mouth this time. "Now, Aoi-san, the trip on the way back made me hungry. Why don't I show you my favorite restaurant in Konoha and then I can show you around," said Naruto, to which Aoi nodded. "Let's go then." "Good day Tsunade-hime," Yamato said Aoi before he and Naruto left the office, leaving only Yamato with Tsunade. "So, tell me what's our situation concerning Naruto looking like the Yondaime?" asked Tsunade, to which Yamato took off his mask and answered. On the way back, no one mentioned about Naruto's similarities with the Yondaime Hokage. Although I believe that Aoi-san will inquire him about it eventually. I thought that he would ask to you, but I guess he chose not to," said Yamato, earning nod from Tsunade, who was thinking about the rather dangerous situation she was in. She knew that Naruto had changed, since the failed Uchiha retrieval, but she wasn't sure how he would handle the situation. "Yamato, if we are to tell him of his heritage, your presence here is obligatory. I don't know how well he controls the beast inside of him, and news of his parents can very well disrupt any sort of control he may have regarding Kyuubi. You are the only one who can control it," said Tsunade, to which Yamato nodded and continued with the line of thinking. "He sure changed a lot. However, we can never be too careful when the Kyuubi is involved. I'll be here when the time is right. Now, is there anything else you need of me, Tsunade-sama?" asked Yamato, to which Tsunade nodded and dismissed him. After Yamato vanished, Tsunade was in deep thought about all this. She was considering holding the secret at least for a few more time, until Naruto became a jounin. At Icarus back with Naruto and Aoi, they were currently eating at Icarus, enjoying the taste of noodles immensely. Naruto was surprised to see that the man was also a fan for ramen. After 3 bowls each, Aoi started asking some questions about the village and the blonde in front of him. While some questions were easy to supply, Naruto was stuck with the last one and probably the most sensitive one. "Tell me, Naruto. While I was walking around the village, I realized that there aren't many blonde hair and blue eyes around, and the only one I knew that has the same hair and eye color as you do is the Yondaime Hokage," said Aoi, to which Naruto turned into thinking pose. Naruto once thought about asking the Sandaime Hokage about his parents, but since survival was the main concern, that idea was shot down and never came to his mind anymore. Now that he doesn't need to watch his back anymore, the thought came back in. The Yondaime Hokage was and forever will be his role model, but then again, could he has any resemblance to the Yondaime? Could it be? Could it be that he not only sealed the damn monster inside of me, but also I'm a relative of his? No, it can't be. Can it? I mean, the picture I saw before looked a lot like me, but if I was his son, I'm sure Jiraiya, Tsunade or Kakashi would tell me. I don't know, Aoi-san. I never knew my parents. I was born alone and had to fetch for myself. I was born an orphan, said Naruto, looking down since he remembered what was like when he was leaving at the orphanage. Aoi for his part looked at Naruto's face, only to see sadness all over the place. This kid is like me, all alone in the world. He lost his parents and I lost my family. Believe me when I say that managing to grow up like you did was a remarkable feat, Naruto. I don't understand how it is to be an orphan, but I understand the pain of losing a family, said Aoi so as to console the boy, using his own example, but Naruto sighed, seeing that very few people in the world understood his condition. There is also one more thing about my life that troubled and hindered my growth, but that's S-ranked secret and I can't tell you. But I can tell you that while you do understand some aspects of life, you couldn't possibly know the other part, unless you're hated for something you didn't cause, said Naruto, to which Aoi lifted an eyebrow, but decided not to ask since from the looks of Naruto and the fact that it was an S-ranked secret, he knew Naruto would not tell him, but didn't prevent him from doing a little research later. Aoi was also known in Iwa from his cunning ability in information gathering. "Okay, Naruto. You can go your way if you want, I'll be looking for an apartment around this area," said Aoi, though getting suspicious looks from Naruto, who somehow thought that if he let an XS-ranked missing nin wandering around even if he's now a Konoha citizen, Tsunade wouldn't be too happy about it. "It's no problem, Aoi-san. Besides, I don't have anything to do anyway," said Naruto, smiling to Aoi, who also smiled, seeing that Konoha wasn't so stupid as to let a person like him loose inside the village, so he complied with the company and both of them walked towards an apartment complex nearby. At the Dengo place meanwhile, Kakashi and Jiraiya were having a discussion regarding Naruto. The topic of discussion was Akatsuki's whereabouts and Naruto's abilities. Jiraiya was thrilled and a little surprised of hearing from Kakashi that the blonde could give the lazy jounin a run for his money. Kakashi told him of how good was Naruto's abilities in ninjutsu as well as kenjutsu, and even though he never fought against him in kenjutsu, his friend Rikimaru told good things about Naruto's abilities with the sword. However, both of them were obliviously concerned with Akatsuki. While Naruto was getting stronger, he still wasn't anywhere near as strong as the Akatsuki members who happened to be close to S-ranked. I've been following their movements with the help of the toads. They've already captured 7-tailed beasts. The only ones missing are of course Kyuubi and the 8-tailed demon. According to the toads, Akatsuki seemed to be focusing on the 8-tailed demon for now, but it's safe to say that once they manage to capture it, Naruto would be next. Now, you and I both know that Naruto, even though strong, can take against them. He'll need help. We must watch him, so we can protect him, said Jiraiya, to which Kakashi sighed since this line of thinking was what hindered the boy's growth in the first place. Kakashi concurred with Naruto when he said that people tend to underestimate his abilities up to the point of needing to be saved, and after hearing it from his sensei's mentor, he right there lost a little bit of respect for the Sannin. Jiraiya-sama, even though I concur with the fact that Naruto have to be stronger in order to face Akatsuki, you would do well not to diminish his abilities. Naruto told me about underestimation and now I concur with him. He is not to be treated as a special person who needed to be looked after anymore. He is a chunin now, almost bearing towards jounin. He already has the ability of a jounin, but he lacks experience. Now Jiraiya-sama, as to Akatsuki, it's all up to him, said Kakashi as he lifted from the table, leaving Jiraiya alone thinking. Jiraiya knew that Naruto's abilities improved after seeing his Chunin exams, but the fact remained that Akatsuki could very well trap him and capture him if he isn't careful. However, what Kakashi told about Naruto being underestimated, felt like a ton of bricks to the old Sannin. He realized that if he considered training him rather than keeping him safe for 2.5 years, Naruto's level could be far greater. "Oh Minato, what have I done to your son?" With Naruto after Naruto dropped Aoi at the apartment complex, he went straight towards one training ground. Feeling the need of practicing some kenjutsu, he figured that he could practice some katas. As he arrived at the training ground, he saw that it was empty. Quickly unleashing his katana and a little warming up, Naruto started doing kenjutsu katas with great fluidity, as if the sword was an extension of his body. Slashing millions of imaginary opponents with particular ease, Naruto's dance was remarkable to see. Focusing chakra through his eyes, Naruto's eyes changed to a darker blue with a blue light crossing the pupils, scaring everyone that comes in contact with it. With it, Naruto became more agile, stronger and more ruthless. His killing intent was becoming quite noticeable as he proceeded with his attacks. Meanwhile, random shinobis were appearing because of the sudden killing intent emanated from Naruto as he was practicing with his katana, slicing, cutting, killing all the imaginary opponents that threatened to overcome him. But since Naruto activated his eyes, somehow his thrust for battle improved up to a point that Naruto could only stop after such need was satisfied. After slicing one last imaginary opponent, Naruto threw his sword up as he began to make hand seals, screaming with a voice that could rival Kyuubi's. Futon Chakra de Tapa, Wind Style, Enhanced Breakthrough Jutsu. With that, a huge gust of wind was formed and yanked a few dozen trees along with it. Feeling satisfied, Naruto turned around to leave when he saw some of the people he knew. Kakashi was looking at him, with his hands holding a kunai, getting ready to attack if necessary. Tsunade and Jiraiya were trembling from the sight of such destruction coming from the one whom they thought was the most kind and gentle person ever to exist. Anko was almost on the verge of killing herself after such killing intent from Naruto. All of them were looking at Naruto's new eyes, while trembling with fear at not only the menacing looks of a murderer, but the killing intent alone was tough to bear. Naruto for his part was wondering why all of them were scared of him. Anko was the only one who had the courage to step and confront the now changed Naruto. Naruto-kun, please stop with what you're doing. Your eyes aren't your real ones. Please change them to your regular beautiful eyes. Please pledged Anko, to which Naruto was taken aback and realized that he did activated his new eyes inside, since he felt the need of telling everyone present the truth about his eyes. Anko-chan, everyone. Please don't feel like that about me, said Naruto as he deactivated his eyes and his now ocean blue eyes appeared. Seeing their shoulders relaxing, Naruto continued with the story. A couple of months ago, as I was training my kenjutsu, I unknowingly was focusing chakra through every part of my body, therefore, making my stance more agile, more fierce, more brutal. For a while, though, I was losing control of myself and also somehow having more need to battle some opponent. I was training near a lake, so when I got to see my reflection, my eyes were the same as you now witnessed. And before any of you who may or may not jump to conclusions, this has nothing to do with any possible influences the Kyuubi may have on me. This is all me, said Naruto, before seeing all of them looking at him quizzically, to which he sighed, since he knew it would be tough explaining to the ones he cared about to watch out for him when in such a state. Also, I wanted to clarify that I only activate this state when there is absolutely no other way of winning or even coming out alive. But hey, between this and resorting to the fox's power, at least this way it's all me, said Naruto, although frightening everyone around even more, and Tsunade made sure to put sense into his head. That makes it worse, Naruto. With the Kyuubi, we kind of figured out your behavior would be, now with you activate your eyes, you become unpredictable, therefore unreliable while on a mission. As of this moment, in no circumstances you are to use this eyes of yours, unless it's life or death situation. Also, I'm not sure if your eye technique is a dojutsu or not, but right now I'm issuing such a jutsu, a kenjutsu. Now, tell me Gaki, what name do you want to give it? Asked Tsunade, now visibly more relaxed and utterly grateful of being on Naruto's side of the battle. She heard about Orochimaru's Kanashibari, but Naruto's new technique was able to send chills up her spine as well as the other ones around at the same time. I never thought of giving it a name, but since you asked, I'm naming Kyoushi Joshi, Assassin Stare, said Naruto, earning nods from the other present since such a name fitted like a glove to what they felt after crossing their eyes with Naruto's. At the name, there were some different reactions concerning the crowd. Tsunade smiled at Naruto's creativity and accurate description of the technique. Kakashi was thinking more in terms of watching his back now that his student could turn psychotic even without relying on the Kyuubi's power. Jiraiya shrugged it off, vanishing to go to his research. Anko on the other hand suddenly was filled with an even more ferocious Naruto, and now her hormones were kicking madly once again, making her lick her lips uncontrollably, which gladly only Naruto saw it, who knew exactly what his horny and pleasurable girlfriend. Okay Naruto, as of right now the Kyoushu Joshi, assassin stare, is labeled as a kinjutsu and never is to be used unless it's absolutely necessary. Also, if you were to use it, try to avert looking at Konohanins, try to divert them towards the enemy, said Tsunade, to which Naruto nodded and smiled towards the blonde Hokage, who was now remembering about the big secret they were supposed to tell Naruto about, and if such eyes suddenly appeared because of it. Jiraiya, come to my office ASAP, I need to speak to you for a moment. Come, said Tsunade, to which Jiraiya whined something about losing some research opportunity, making Tsunade angry while grabbing him through his ear and dragging him towards the office, leaving Naruto, Kakashi and Anko at the training ground. Feeling the need to address Naruto, Kakashi turned to speak to the blonde. Naruto, I want to tell you something. It's about your eyes, said Kakashi, to which Naruto sighed and turned to present a response to the lazy Jounin. Sure. What about it? Asked Naruto, though he was nervous as to what Kakashi appeared to be so concerned about. Naruto, I won't lie to you. I feel threatened by you. When I saw your eyes, I could actually see you killing me with your katana. I've already seen lots of killing intent auras in my life, but never before I felt like this. I'm sorry, but I can't be around you at the moment, said Kakashi, earning surprised looks from Anko but surprisingly not from Naruto, whose look was more directed to disappointment. Kakashi, how can you say something like that? Shouted Anko, but was interrupted with Naruto's voice, which happened to be cold and uncaring. Kakashi-san, I understand if you don't want to be around with me, but what I don't like and certain wasn't expecting to see from you, was the way you looked at me now. The way you looked at me is the same way everyone looked at me who thought I was the fox reincarnated. I expected this from them, but from you, I can tell you with most certainty that if what you said about my technique is true, then what you did already managed to kill me, said Naruto, whispering the last part so that only Kakashi and Anko heard, and then vanished in a puff of smoke, leaving the shocked Anko and a completely lost Kakashi. Naruto, wait! Screamed Anko, but to no avail, since he was already gone. Kakashi for his part was in turmoil right now. He remembered what Naruto did to help him get out of his trance about the past, and how that he thanked him, by showing the same look of hate and despair of those who thought that the demon came once again to haunt their lives. Sure, Naruto's technique was like a super-enhanced version of Orochimaru's binding technique, but that didn't give him the right to give Naruto such treatment. Damn it, I'm a fucking elite jounin for cry out loud, so why would I feel threatened by an ally's technique? Man, how could I be so stupid? I have to find him and apologize. Maybe there's still time, but those eyes of his. I mean, how could he emanate so much killing intent without the fox's aid? It makes me wonder if both Kyuubi's and Naruto's killing intent merged. They could kill Jounins just by looking at them. Just like. Meanwhile, Anko was figuring how to teach the silver-haired Jounin a lesson from causing Naruto more grief that he already had through his life. Anko felt disgusted by Kakashi's treason and felt even more disgusted since Kakashi was to Naruto like Kurenai was to her, and to think that she could do this after seeing how much hate Anko had to endure after Orochimaru's betrayal, therefore she could sympathize with her boyfriend in more ways than anyone at the moment. Damn it, Kakashi! How could you do this? How could you? Screamed Anko, though she could see regret in Kakashi's face as he was looking down ashamed. Anko, I need to talk to him. I need to apologize to him, but I don't know if I can face him again. Every time I look at him now, I think about those eyes and it unnerving me to my very soul, said Kakashi, while images of Naruto's eyes looking at him with such killing intent that Kakashi found it difficult to bear. Anko for her part was wondering about what Kakashi said, and the truth was that while Naruto's technique was indeed threatening, it wasn't unbreakable. And for an elite jounin to lose his mind like that, made her wonder if Kakashi suffered some trauma or something. Kakashi, when you remember his eyes, you imagine Naruto looking at you or someone else? Asked Anko, to which Kakashi simply responded, confirming that it was Naruto's eyes. Of course, it's Naruto's eyes, you twerp. I'm asking about his tenant. When you see Naruto's eyes, do you see Naruto or do you see Kyuubi? Asked Anko, making Kakashi go wide-eyed as he remembered that fateful night 16 years ago. It was the fox. Definitely it was the Kyuubi. I remember now, Anko. I was ordered to help holding the beast until Minato-sensei did the Fuuin jutsu needed to seal the beast. But seconds before Sensei managed to seal the beast, it looked directly through my eyes. That was the moment I almost snapped. They said that anyone who came in eye contact with the QB instantly preferred death. I was sent to a temporary coma for 2 weeks after it, therefore the episode was barred inside my mind until now. Kami-sama, I right now compared Naruto to QB. Anko-san, I need to find him, said Kakashi, to which Anko smiled sadly while using some words. Of course you did. If it's one thing that Naruto knows is how people used to look at him. Now that you came through your senses, I believe that he is on top of his father's head on the Hokage monument, said Anko before seeing Kakashi vanish and sigh, wishing that her boyfriend could eventually find happiness and peace in life. At Hokage's office meanwhile, Tsunade and Jiraiya were having a conversation about Naruto's new ability, and quite frankly, Tsunade was afraid of telling him the news just for the eyes to appear again. Jiraiya for his part was caught wondering about it for a second, when suddenly he remembered Kakashi's words but underestimating Naruto and the price someone pays for doing that. He figured, then, that Naruto needed to know the truth, and keeping it hidden from him would only aggravate even more the situation. Tsunade, we need to tell him. It's his right to know, said Jiraiya, earning screamed phrases from Tsunade, involving "Are you crazy?" and "How much sake did you drink today? Did you not see those eyes of his, you pervert? You look me in the eyes and tell me that you weren't close to piss yourself," whispered Tsunade, though Jiraiya wouldn't hear. "Don't tell me you're afraid of him, Tsunade. The boy saved this village countless of times. He sees you like family and yet you say that you're afraid of him. Now it's my turn to ask Tsunade, how much sake did you drink? Naruto's technique could very well be our triumph against our most dangerous enemies, and here you are worried that he would flash his eyes again. For all I know, I think he deserves a nickname so that people come to fear him, just like his assassin technique. But regarding his heritage, we must tell him. If I'm right, he won't be mad at the Ondaime from doing this to him. Naruto can be anything but unfair to certain situations. Call him and Kakashi. He must be present to hear this as well," said Jiraiya, displaying a serious visage, therefore raising Tsunade's self-esteem even if a little bit. "Pull yourself together and trust the kid's will. He would never raise a finger against us even if Kyuubi took full possession of his body. Now call him or I will. Shizune, call Naruto and Kakashi right now," screamed Tsunade, to which Jiraiya smiled and nodded, but Tsunade wanted some assurance. "Are you sure you want to do this? What if," said Tsunade, but was interrupted by Jiraiya, who started teasing her. "Don't tell me, one of the legendary Sannin is scared of a Chunin. That wouldn't fit well with your position as Hokage, now wouldn't it?" said Jiraiya, to which Tsunade looked away, so not to punch Jiraiya's face from such insinuation, also hiding the fact that she was indeed scared of him. With Naruto true to Anko's idea, Naruto was on top of the Yondaime's head. He didn't know why, but such a place brought him more peace than anywhere within Konoha territory. Naruto was sad that Kakashi thought of Naruto as being the Kyuubi reincarnated. Normally, such look didn't unnerve him in the slightest, but when it came from someone Naruto held high regards, it broke his heart to pieces. Kakashi was like an elder brother to him, and to see such person afraid of him, it literally felt worse than being pierced by Sasuke's Chidori. As he looked towards the horizon that happened to engulf the entire village and the sun which was settling down right now, Naruto could do nothing but wish for recognition all over again. But for some reason, Naruto felt completely at peace with himself, something that he found particularly strange. All of a sudden, a hand touched his shoulder, but Naruto didn't turn, knowing deep down who was behind him. "What are you doing here?" asked Naruto, to which Kakashi sighed and sat next to him. "Naruto, I came here to apologize for what I've done to you. When I saw your eyes, I remembered an event way back when Kyuubi attacked," said Kakashi as he gave the whole history to Naruto about him crossing eyes with the monster, making Naruto close his eyes. "Kakashi, for some reason, it seems that I can't stay mad at you. I don't know, but there is something about this place that put me at ease with myself. I don't know what it is, but every time I was sad, I came here and from out of nothing, I felt peace," said Naruto, to which Kakashi smiled beneath his mask. "Naruto, of course you're at peace here. You are on top of your father's head." As Kakashi was about to address the boy, a Chunin came and told them that Tsunade-sama needed to speak to both of them. After acknowledging the order, Naruto and Kakashi shunshined to appear inside Tsunade's office. Inside Tsunade's office, when Naruto and Kakashi transported inside Tsunade's office, Jiraiya and Tsunade were facing them quite seriously. Seeing that now was no use turning back, Tsunade started. "Naruto, I called you here in order to give you important information. You see, The Ondaime Hokage risked his life to seal the Kyuubi no Kitsune away, therefore, protecting the village. Also, as you know, he sacrificed your life, since he ended up sealing the beast inside of you. Are you with me so far? Asked Tsunade, though she was now entering dangerous territory and the only way out was to continue further. Tsunade-sama, why are you telling me this? Asked Naruto, though he managed to see the people in the room lower their heads in shame, which to Naruto could only mean that the answer wouldn't be nice to hear. Naruto, did you ever wonder why the Yondaime chose you to bear such a burden? Asked Jiraiya, deciding to continue for Tsunade. Only the fact that I was just born, I don't see what other reason I was picked, but again, why are you telling me this? Asked Naruto, while somehow feeling the need to squeeze his hands tighter, almost to the point of making blood pour out of it. You see, Naruto, the Ondaime Hokage picked you not only because you're born exactly the time when the Kyuubi attacked, but also because he couldn't ask any other parent to hand their child. So, said Jiraiya, but stopped when he felt Naruto's killing intent aura was rising exponentially, and the fact that his eyes were closed was not a very good signal. Suddenly, with a voice peculiar to the Kitsune, Naruto opened his eyes, revealing the Kyoushu assassin stare, and said, "Are you telling me that all this time you all knew about who were my parents and never told me?" Screamed Naruto with much fury, surprising the people present in the room who thought he was mad at the Ondaime from doing this to him in the first place. Neither would have thought that the only thing Naruto needed to know was who his parents were. I grew up without ever knowing if my parents abandoned me or anything. Every time someone looked at me with fear, I wondered if my parents had that same look, hence why they would leave me to fetch for myself, said Naruto, now as sparkling tears fell freely from both of his eyes. Why didn't anyone told me about this? Do any of you know what it means to grow up alone, never knowing what happened to my parents? Screamed Naruto, now releasing the very same sad aura that he released back at the memorial stone. Meanwhile, Jiraiya, Tsunade and Kakashi were sobbing at seeing and feeling Naruto's suffering as he grew up. None of them could be prepared to know that all Naruto wanted to know was that his parents didn't abandon him. Suddenly, a kick was heard and Tsunade's door was sent flying towards the nearby window. Anko, having been near the vicinity, immediately felt Naruto's aura and ran towards her lover to comfort him. As she saw him convulsing on the ground, while sobbing, she felt like her heart was going to explode. Feeling the need of embracing Naruto, Anko enveloped her arms around him, whispering relaxing phrases close to his ear and crying together with him, since she knew quite well what news was brought up. After some time, Naruto calmed down and returned the hug from the one person who would always be there for him. Anko-chan, I appreciated what you did to me. I know you'll always be there for me, just as I'm always there for you. I love you, Anko, said Naruto, making Anko's ear somehow explode with happiness. She knew she liked Naruto, but to hear such words from him was more than what she needed to be wanted by someone yet again, being that a feeling that she thought was lost forever. For a minute or two, the couple just hugged each other, savoring the moment like it was their last moment together. As Anko broke the hug, she whispered closely through his ear so only he could hear, "I love you too, Naruto." As the couple got up, Tsunade expressed not only from her, but also her predecessor's apology and told him that his parents didn't abandon him. Naruto, your father Namikaze Minato was dead because of the Shikifune and your mother Uzumaki Kushina was killed after delivering you. This is the letter that your parents wrote for you, said Tsunade as she delivered the scroll to Naruto. Naruto, in case you're reading this, then it means I'm no longer alive. Right now, I'm out to fight the Baiju named Kyuubi no Yoko who right now is threatening the well-being of the village I swore to protect with my life. I can't tell you how much my heart is hurting right now, since not only your mother Uzumaki Kushina died from labor complications, but also the procedure needed for the Baiju extraction involved a sacrifice. My life and yours in a way. When the procedure is done, I asked my predecessor Sandaime Hokage to take care of you since your mother and I won't be around to see you grow into a fine young man. Please Naruto, just know that this was the last possible alternative in order to beat the wild beast, otherwise it would destroy all that we came to build within our hearts, while using the will of fire. And in case you're wondering what the will of fire means, feel free to ask Sarutobi about it, since he was the sole inventor of such term. He would tell you exactly how to protect our family, that is Konoha and its inhabitants. Naruto, in case you're wondering why anyone told you about us until this very moment, was because your father made a lot of enemies during the last Shinobi War, and thus by revealing your identity as my son, Iwan Kuma would seek vengeance because of what I done. Also, along with this letter, came 2 scrolls. One contains the keys to our house and its directions. The other one contains my 2 prize techniques being the Rasengan and the Hiraishin along with my notes regarding each one of them. Please use it as means to protect this village that I came to love. Also, in time, find yourself someone for you to spend your whole life together, so to start a family. By raising your family, you'll be fulfilling my last dream that was to raise and guide the next Namikaze generation together with my wife. Your mother. Please be safe Naruto-kun, and wherever you are, always remember that your mother and I will always be with you. Namikaze Minato. As Naruto read it, the few tears that lasted fell, however a deep smile adjourned through his features, showing that Naruto understood completely what his father wanted for him to do. Meanwhile, Anko finished reading the letter and looked at her lover, while inside hoping that she would be the one to be with Naruto for the rest of his life. She knew that the future held great things for them, and she felt secured that she could help Naruto rebuild his clan the way it was supposed to be. After, Naruto locked his now ocean blue eyes with Anko's, telling her all that she needed to know. "Anko-chan, you and me together," thought Naruto. "Of course Naruto-kun, we're together," thought Anko, though answering Naruto's answer almost if they understood each other. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my other social media accounts. Anime God here, and I'm signing off.